support.
The maestro, please!
First record rundown of December and the fourth to last for 2025. This will be for the week of
December 6th. 2025.
On this day in music back in 1830, Symphonie Fantastique by Hector Berlioz would premiere at the Paris Conservatory. It is a programmatic symphony, a symphony with a story. It would have program notes that detail the romantic sufferings of an artist who would go through unrequited love and basically poison himself with opium. During the last movement, it has one of the best known examples of using the dies irae in music, a Latin chant from the 13th century that is basically now seen as a funeral march. Well, I see what may be our first new Christmas classical album, but it's at 10 right now. I imagine it's gonna go up, though.
Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing.
Again, shout out to Sade, who is the only reason the top 5 jazz albums are not all Christmas albums right now. Let's see how long that holds up, though.
Singing,
I love rock and roll.
Gotta leave one more time.
Collaborative EP by YUNGBLUD and Aerosmith. Obviously, Aerosmith had to cancel their farewell tour, which they were pretty bummed about, but they decided to do this collaboration, and oddly enough, this is the first time Aerosmith has released music since 2012, back when they did Music from Another Dimension.
It's bigger than hip hop, hip hop.
Mariah's Merry Christmas is at number 5, probably gonna get to number 1 as it always does every year, but at least for the time being, Summer Walker is holding on to that number 1 spot with her Finally Over It from last week. You know what I want for Christmas? One more new dance or electronic album to talk about before the end of the year.
And now I need some help from the maestro, please!
boom, 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 it's our moment. You know together we're glowing. Gonna be golden.
It's already at number 5, and we have the Christmas albums coming in. I don't know if it's gonna stay in for the rest of the year. There's only 3 more weeks left after this, but I really hope it does.
That's what I want, that's what I want. That's what I want, that's what I want, that's what I want.
I could say the same thing for this album, except the part where I go, I really hope it does.
You've been cheating it all. Ophelia.
Out of these 3, though, I think this is the one that's gonna actually stay up here for the rest of the year.
I have been changed for good, and just to clear.
I mean, we knew it was going to be up here. The soundtrack from the last movie got up here. The fun thing about this one, though, is if you get the Apple Music edition, there's actually an additional track that has commentary by Stephen Schwartz, the original writer of the musical.
Do it, do it, do it, do it.
Second mixtape, or I guess you could call it an EP, from Stray Kids, extending their record, being the first act to debut their first 8 entries on the top of the Billboard 200. They're actually tied for the most number 1 albums by a music group outside of the US. They're tied with U2. They need to beat the Rolling Stones at 9, and, well, the Beatles at 19. There you have it. That's the beginning of the end for 2025. Only 3 more record rundowns. Hopefully we can get a few more new ones in before we just get bombarded with Christmas albums.
And now I need some help from the maestro, please! Maestro!